before I work with you, I was actually in the government and I was impacted by the government rule. So I was laid off. I realized I needed help when I was going through several interviews and I wasn't landing the second interview. And also listening to what was the latest methods in LinkedIn, I realized that my approach may not have been the latest and greatest and that the methods have changed, the approach has changed. So I realized I needed to learn that and approach my interviews in a different way. What I found most valuable was really several things. I learned so much about my LinkedIn. I realized what wasn't working, my resume, meeting other members in similar situations, kind of leaning on them. And then, of course, the modules and the coaching that Tim and Christina provided, it was like a completely revamped method than what I had used before. And it was actually getting me to the second and third interviews where I ended up really having 3 offers, 2 weeks ago. So obviously the new approach is working. And I think the most valuable lesson I learned is I used to approach interviews in a way where I was ready for whatever questions they asked me. But with Tim's method, it was taking the bull by the horn. And actually, I was in charge of the way that I wanted the interview to go, and really aligning myself with I'm the solution to the problem that you have. And so I think Tim teaches those skills that would have taken me hundreds and hundreds of hours to potentially compile, and it wouldn't have been as thorough as what he provided. I think the advice I would have is, you're going to lose time by overanalyzing and thinking, and should I do this? Should I not do this? If you've been laid off, if you're frustrated with your search method, if you're really not landing the interviews, and let's say the employer gives you feedback on maybe what you need to do differently, if they give you feedback, then you may need to try something different. It's kind of like the definition of insanity. If you keep trying the same thing and you're expecting different results, you're not going to get those results. So my best advice is don't waste the time, because Tim's method, I would say really, if I think about when I started versus when I landed the interviews, it's about 90 days, which is what he had mentioned. So I wouldn't waste any time. I think there is definitely ROI in those methods that he teaches, because I'm going to be able to apply those methods to the next round. Let's say I end up in the same situation again. These are skills that you're going to take away with you forever. It's not like one and done.